The salt wind moves through the cypress pillars of East at dawn, and an old priest sweeps the same wooden floor his grandfather swept, and his grandfather before him. He pauses where the polished planks meet the open air. Beyond the Torii gate, the Isuzu River runs cold over white stones. The priest bows to nothing he can see. He is greeting the son, who he believes was born from the eye of a grieving god. He does not question this. The story is older than the trees, and the trees here are very old. Listen, and the story moves backward past the priest, past the river, past every island in the chain that holds this shrine. It drifts to a place with no floor to sweep and no light to greet. Picture an ocean of oil that has never been stirred, neither water nor air, neither warm nor cold. Things float in it that are almost shapes and almost names. They rise like reeds through mud, slow and without hurry, and the first of the gods take form there. They do not speak, they do not touch. They appear and they fade, and the oily dark closes over the space where they were. But three of them remain, and these three feel something the others did not. Call it a hunger, though they have no mouths for it. They look at the formlessness around them, and they want it to hold a shape. They want to make a mark that the dark cannot smooth away. The eldest of these hidden gods summons a young pair, a brother and a sister, and gives them a single task. Go down, he tells them. Make the drifting thing solid. Give the water a floor. Into their hands he places a spear, its long shaft set with jewels that catch a light from nowhere. Their names are Izanagi and Izanami, and they are beautiful in the way of those who have never lost anything. They stand together on the floating bridge of heaven, a rainbow stretched thin above the murk, and they look down at the slick gray sea that has no bottom. Izanagi lowers the jeweled spear. He stirs the brine in slow circles, and the sound of it is the first sound that means anything, a thick churning like honey poured from a great height. He lifts the spear. Brine gathers at its point and falls, drop by drop, and where the drops land, the drops pile into an island, small and curdled, the first solid thing in all that drifting. They name it Onagoro, the self-forming. The two gods step down from the bridge of heaven and feel earth beneath their feet for the first time. It is firm, it does not swallow them. Izanami presses her palm to the ground and laughs, and the laugh rings strange in a world that has never held one. They raise a great pillar on the island, and beside it a wide hall, and they decide they will not be alone on their little floor of land. They will fill the sea with more. They circle the pillar to wed, she going one way and he the other, and when they meet on the far side, Izanami speaks first in her delight. From that first union come children, but the children come wrong, soft and boneless, and the pair set them adrift on a raft of reeds and watch them float away. Grief is a new thing too. They climb back to the hidden gods and ask what they did wrong. The woman spoke first, the elders say. Begin again and let him speak. So they circle the pillar once more, and this time Izanagi speaks, and this time the world answers. Now the islands come in earnest, and they come whole. Awaji slides from the foam, then broad Shikoku with its four strange faces, then the long spine of land the priest's shrine will one day stand upon. The two gods walk the new coasts and name what they have made. From them are born the god of the wind, who clears the morning mist from the valleys, and the god of the rivers, and the god of the trees whose roots drink that water down. The world thickens with children. Mountains rise with their own keepers. Every waterfall has a name now, and every name has a face. Izanami carries them all and gives them all, one after another, and her arms are never empty for long. She believes, as Izanagi believes, that making life is a kind of safety. To create is to be the opposite of the drifting dark. They have looked into the formless place where gods dissolve without a trace, and they have answered it with islands, with rivers, with 100 bright children. As long as they keep making, they think the dark cannot reach them. They are the gods of beginnings. Endings are for lesser things, for the boneless children sent away on reeds. Or so they believe, walking their warm coasts, certain that creation has no price. The price comes wrapped in fire. Izanami carries one last child, the god of flame, and this birth is not like the others. The fire is born as fire, and it burns her as it comes. She falls upon the new earth she made, and her skin scorches, and the heat of it is the first true agony in the world. From her sweat and her tears and her sickness, more gods are born even now, even dying. But the dying does not stop. Izanagi kneels beside her and holds what he can hold. The goddess who filled the sea with islands grows cold in his arms on an island of her own making. He does not understand it. The word for it does not exist yet, so he makes it by living it. He weeps over her body, and where his tears strike the ground, a new god rises from them, the way a god once rose from every drop of brine off the spear. The dripping that built the first island now builds only sorrow. In his rage he draws his sword and cuts down the infant fire god, his own son, and from that small spilled blood 8 more gods come pouring, mountains and rocks and rain. Even his grief makes life, he cannot stop it, but the one life he wants he cannot make again. So he goes down after her. There is a slope at the edge of the world, a long dark grade that runs from the lands of the living to the land called Yomi, where the dead go to be forgotten. Izanagi walks it. He believes he can bring her back. He has stirred a sea into solid ground. Surely he can lift one beloved goddess back into the light. At the bottom he finds a barred gate, and behind it only darkness, and from the darkness her voice, faint and slow. "You came late," she says. "I have already eaten the food of this place. I belong to it now." He begs he will not leave without her. She tells him to wait at the gate and not to look, while she asks the rulers of the dark for release. "Only do not bring a light," she says. "Do not look upon me here." And he waits in the black, and the waiting stretches long, longer than the stirring of the sea, longer than the circling of the pillar. Impatience is another thing he is learning. At last he breaks a tooth from the comb in his hair and sets it alight, a single small flame, the same kind of fire that killed her, and he holds it up and he looks. What the light shows him is not his wife. The body sprawled before him is a ruin, swollen and running, and through the rot move 8 thunder gods, coiling in her limbs like maggots in fruit. The beautiful goddess who laughed on the first island is gone, and this is what remains, and he has seen it, and it cannot be unseen. He screams. He turns and runs back up the long slope, and behind him she rises in fury and shame, for he promised and he looked. "You have shamed me," her voice howls up the dark grade. She sends the hags of Yomi after him, and then the thunders, and then the dead themselves. He runs as he has never run. He flings down his black headdress, and it becomes a vine heavy with grapes, and the hags stop to devour them. He flings his comb, and its teeth become bamboo shoots, and they stop again to tear those up. He reaches the slope's mouth where it opens on the living world, and he finds 3 peaches growing there, and he hurls them down at his pursuers, and the dark things flee from the sweetness of living fruit. Last of all comes Izanami herself, what is left of her, climbing toward the light that she can never again enter. He sets his shoulder against a boulder, a stone so vast it would take 1,000 men to move, and he seals the slope of Yomi shut. Through the rock her voice reaches him one final time. "For this," she says, "I will strangle 1,000 of your living each day." And Izanagi, breathing hard against the cold stone, answers her, "Then each day I will give life to 1,500. That is the bargain struck at the gate between them, the husband and the wife, the maker of islands and the queen of the dead. From that moment death is fixed into the world, and birth outruns it, but only just, and only because he looked back and lost her. He comes up filthy from the country of the dead, and he is sick with what clings to him. He goes to a clear river mouth where the water runs to the sea, and he strips away his soiled garments, and he wades in to wash. This is the cleansing the old priest still copies every dawn at the cold Isuzu, rinsing his hands before the gate, though he may not know it. As Izanagi bathes, gods stream from him the way they streamed from his tears, born now of grief washed clean. From the things he casts off, from the very dirt of the underworld, new powers rise. Then he washes his face, and the greatest of them come. He rinses his left eye, and from it steps a goddess of unbearable brightness, Amaterasu, the sun herself, and the whole riverbank blazes with her. He rinses his right eye, and the moon god rises, pale and cool, to rule the night. He rinses his nose, and out roars the storm, the wild brother of wind and sea. The grieving father looks on the 3 of them, born from the parts of him that wept and saw, and he gives the sun the high plane of heaven to rule, the moon the night beside her, and the storm the seas. The cosmos has an order at last. It has rulers with names. And the sun he made from the eye that wept for Izanami climbs each morning over a chain of islands that were once only brine dripping from a spear. The old priest at Ise sweeps his floor and bows to her light, standing where heaven and earth and the sealed dark all meet. He is greeting a god born of one man's refusal to lose, and of the loss that came anyway. Every island under that sun was a drop of water made solid. Every drop was an act of making. And every act of making, the gods learned at the gate of the dead, carries its ending folded inside it, which is why, to this day, the sun must set before she can rise.